Kansas City has one of the best fan bases, especially when it comes to the Chiefs.
Yep.
There's a new fan base that came into town, and they call themselves
Swifties.
the Swifties.
The Swifties.
How has that been?
Yeah, that was an interesting spectacle.
Yeah.
You know? But
And how did that, like, tell me how it all, like, transpired? Like, because rumors started from, I'm sure TMZ or E! News or whoever broke this maybe possibility of Trav and T Swift dating. Like, how did it break?
So, we'd heard rumors, you know, the Trav posting, the friendship bracelets and things like that, and I mean, those guys are always talking about this and that. So, you just kind of like, it just comes with those guys. And Trav, I mean, he's one in a million, right? I mean, he's just an incredible football player, but his personality and as an entertainer, I mean, he's just off the charts. So, we kind of heard, but just like, whatever. It wasn't until the Chicago game, we're playing in Kansas City against Chicago. It's towards the end of the game, and there had been, rumors circulating, Trav and Taylor, and I had one of our equipment managers, Jay White. I was standing with him on the sideline, and we were doing pretty well that game. We were winning pretty big. And I just made this comment. I said, Jay, I think this whole thing is just made up. Like, I think it's just a big rumor. And Jay looked at me and he goes, no, dude, she's here. And I was like, what? What do you mean she's here? And he goes, no, she's right there. And he's like, no, seriously. Like, he turned to me and was like, look right there and just go down a little bit right there. And I'm
this was during a game.
During the game, yeah. This was like during the game, like probably, I don't know, third or fourth quarter. And I'm like, that's it. That's Taylor Swift. That's cool. Like, she's here.
Yeah.
So my first response, I'm like, well, that's pretty cool. So I walked up to Trav in the game, and we were on the sideline, and I just said, hey, man, that's cool. She's here. And he's like, wait, what do you mean? He's like, did they put her up on the Jumbotron or something? And I'm like, no. I'm like, Jay just told me right there. I was like, that's awesome, man. Good for you. And he's just kind of like smiling, like, oh, yeah, kind of blushing. And so
great.
Later on, the whole deal. Later on, we're walking up the ramp, and him and her go get on the cart, and so we're walking by and made some jokes to him on the way by, and later on that night got to meet her, and the first thing she said, hey, you're the guy with the cute kids, because we had my son and daughter out on the field, and so I'm like, dang, okay. I was like, I think I just became a T Swift fan,
That's awesome.
We're the same age, so I always heard her music.
Yeah. So would you consider yourself a Swiftie?
I mean, I'm a fan of her, because being around her this year and hearing everything, she's just such a genuine person, and where it might have got old for a lot of people seeing all of that posted, for us, it was great. It wasn't a distraction. Couldn't be happier for Trav and her, and that whole deal seems like a really good thing for him and her. And it was cool. And then her support all the way through the Super Bowl. I mean, it was awesome. I'm sure him and her both got tired of them showing them and making, stuff. So those out there who were, a little got tired of the T Swift stuff when they were watching the Chiefs. I'm sure they got a little tired of them showing themselves too. So it was, it's kind of a mutual deal there. But no, she was great. I mean, getting to meet her family and be around her and have conversations throughout the year, it was a lot of fun. And always we're the same age, so all of her music going back to 2006, 2007. I remember a lot of it. And so it was a cool thing to finally get to meet her. And it was awesome. It was a cool deal, and couldn't be happier for Trav and her.
That's awesome, man.
It was fun. Yeah, it was cool.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Oh, man. That's a good one. Probably the Shake It Off, because my kids love that song. They dance to it.
I'd get a Shake It Off too.
And going back, I guess to add a wrinkle to this whole thing, I had 9 women in my family, including my wife, my mom, sisters, cousins, that all went to her concert at Arrowhead this summer.
Yeah.
Well, I got kind of conned into going to this thing. I didn't plan on going to this concert, but they're like, hey, so I was the one dude that went to this thing, and it was impressive. Like, actually seeing the show that she put on, and all the excitement around it. After watching it, I had a little different viewpoint. I'm like, man, she's an incredible songwriter, singer, and entertainer.
Yeah,
correct. And then had no idea that the rest of the stuff that we'd be meeting her in October, and that we'd get to be around her some. So just a cool thing to look back on, and all the women in my family were going nuts over that.
Oh yeah.
But it definitely added a wrinkle, and we got some fans that were not expected joining Chiefs Kingdom.
Yeah.
I don't know if that might have made us more of a hated team.
100%. Are you kidding me? Absolutely.
See, here in the kingdom, it was excitement.
Yeah.
Outside of the kingdom, it was, you guys are annoying, and we don't want to hear about you guys anymore. But
dude, I would be flying out of Kansas City Airport, and there would be like Taylor Swift stuff all over the place.
Oh yeah,
man.
all over. Yeah. So I mean, you guys had to put up with it a little more than we did. We kind of try to push the distractions away, but it was an overall positive deal for us and the people here in Kansas City. And so shout out to Taylor and Trav for being them, and
Shout out Taylor and Trav.
it was cool.